Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Everton 0, Chelsea 0. Chelsea, we're not used to 0-0s this season. We've not had any, I don't think yet. But Everton, on the other hand, they went to Arsenal last week, ruined their title hopes with a 0-0 draw. Chelsea go to Goodison. We go up to Merseyside today. And it was 0-0 again. And I was talking to my mate Jack during this game in the first half, actually, where I'm looking at the wind, I'm looking at the rain on the lens of the camera, and I'm like, do you remember when we went up to Everton and drew 0-0 just before Christmas? To be fair, if ever there was going to be a dull game of football where I'm going to sit here in a freezing cold car thinking, what the bloody hell do I talk to the GBFC fam about today? It was always going to be away at Everton before Christmas in the month of December. That was about as boring as an Enzo Maresca Chelsea performance as you could possibly imagine. The winning run is over, but I don't want to focus on this today too much in a negative light because Everton went to Arsenal last week. They managed a 0-0 draw. Arsenal fans were absolutely infuriated with that one. And then Arsenal win 5-1. Chelsea obviously won 5-1 on Thursday. We've been scoring goals for fun this season in the Premier League. And I think today, when you look at the weather, it's very rare that you'll see me not try and blame a football indecision, blame a substitution, blame a lineup. But I'm actually just going to say the weather dictated this game today. The fact that it was so blustery. Chelsea, yes, I think there is definitely a way, and we'll go into this during the boxes. When it is like that, the one team you do not want to come up against is a tall, big, strong side like Everton that are going to leave everything on every challenge. They're going to win almost every aerial duel. They're going to leave absolutely nothing out there. And I think today, Chelsea just played into that Everton mindset, into that dogged Everton mentality. And we didn't really control the game enough. We had more touches in the opposition box. We had literally about 4 times more passes of the ball than Everton had the whole game. We hit the woodwork in the first half. Nicholas Jackson with a point-blank range header, which, to be honest, I think it was harder to hit the post than it would have been to hit the target. But overall, today, we're not talking about a game where we had loads of chances and just couldn't finish them. We were crossing the ball into the box, and every time we tried to cross the ball, the wind would either take it to Jordan Pickford or it would go to the other guy, the man you didn't want it to go to, or overall, this is probably the most dull game of football that we're going to speak about. So you know what? It's Christmas. Man United have been beaten 3-0 by Bournemouth. We've got Spurs-Liverpool to watch later on today. And I tell you what, I never, ever, ever want Tottenham to win. But get a draw, please, so that this whole Chelsea title race, is it, isn't it? Let's just try and stick with it and stick in it and as close as we possibly can be for as long as we possibly can. But based on the fact that Arsenal got held by Everton last week at home, Chelsea go there away, we get held this week. It's not the worst result in the world. It's not the end of the world. But I'll say this now. Box number 1 of this 6 Things We Learned video is a green for Robert Sanchez, who there's sometimes if you draw 0-0 or you get a draw, you can either have 2 points dropped, you can win a point, or it's just 1 point and on to the next one. If you know what I mean there. Robert Sanchez won Chelsea a point today. The best opportunity of the game fell to Harrison in the 49th minute. Chelsea, so often this season, we come out at the start of the second half, we've got energy, we're creating chances, we create opportunities. Today it's we were freezing cold on the pitch, went in at half-time and jumped in an ice bath. Not the time to do that, mate. We come out, we're looking like we're just rigid and frigid. It's looking cold. Robert Sanchez, it's an Emi Martinez World Cup-esque kind of save. It's a match-defining save for Chelsea because if we lose this game 1-0, and to be honest, I don't think much would have changed. If Everton would have scored, we'd be talking about a Chelsea of last season, Chelsea of seasons gone by, where we struggle to create chances, we're looking for openings, the way that we want to play isn't possible, so therefore we're out of ideas. But Sanchez, that save today, was absolutely magnificent. It wasn't just that save, there were other big moments as well. And as much as I slate Sanchez a lot, that's the 2nd week in a row now where I'm looking at his performance and I'm like, that is a good goalkeeper right there. If he can just keep going with that level of consistency, keep showing that kind of ability, then I'm absolutely delighted with him. I apologise about the shadow on this side of my face, guys. We've got to make do with what we got here. We're in the hire car again. Box number 2 is a red for Cole Palmer. I think that is one of the most ill-influential or non-influential performances that I've seen from him in a Chelsea shirt. I think he was just snatching at everything really today, and I think it's the first time that I've ever watched Cole Palmer play for Chelsea where he looked frustrated. He looked as though he was annoyed about the way the game was going, the lack of control that we had, meaningful control. And I think it got the better of him in a way. There was good little moments where he's in like tight pockets of space and he's jinking around, trying to find the opening. But there wasn't enough dynamism in the movement today from anyone in a Chelsea shirt. But as much as I love Palmer, he is our best player. There are some games where I'm like, he's playing so poorly that maybe bringing Joao Felix on, now's the time to do it. Maresca doesn't do it because he can do this again and then just turn it on with a free kick or a wonder goal with 10 minutes to go and win you the game. That is what the best players do. But I think today, when Chelsea come away with no goals, we struggle to really create much, I would have taken Palmer off. It's a physical match out there as well. Bring Felix on. And I think Maresca today, overall, the substitutions, just making 2 subs with 15 minutes to go, I'm like, nothing really changed. Brought Neto off, brought Jackson off, who I also think didn't have the best game today. Jackson's box number 3. Has Chelsea's best chance, hits the post. I think overall, from Nicholas Jackson, it was just a game where we're snatching at chances all over the field. He was trying to drop deeper. But like, overall, the game was just so difficult to like really analyse from a technical, tactical perspective because it was just so contrived by that weather. It was Chelsea constantly trying to loop the ball in the box, and then Everton have got big players, Mangala, Tarkowski, like they're going to keep winning it in the air every single time. And I think Jackson, like when he's in that kind of mood, he's just snatching at everything. I want to see him take control. I want to see him kind of find his feet. And actually, in those moments when you want your striker to show up, you want your striker to be in the right position, he had that header, hits the post. We could be talking right now about Chelsea being top of the league, but we're not. I'm not shoving Jackson under the bus here because the service wasn't really there for him today. Every time Neto would beat a man, he'd then be fouled. Then the free kick would hit the wall or it would go flying out for a goal kick. Same with Sancho. He'd beat a man, then get fouled. The ball was never finding Nicholas Jackson's feet. So not necessarily all Jackson's fault, but again, a game where there was no influence from him really whatsoever. Box number 4, giving a green to Caicedo again. I thought he was decent. We're talking here about a point gained for Chelsea. I'm not going to say this is a massive 2 points dropped and we should be doing better in these ones. We'd have lost this game last season. We'd have probably lost it the season before as well. And I think Caicedo again, lunging in with big tackles, winning the ball successfully over and over again. I thought he was really good, as he is every time we see him play. Box number 5 is a green for Tosin. A match-winning block in the second half. And again, I say about points being won, or not 2 points dropped, but a point gained in this match. Sanchez with a match-defining save. Tosin with a match-defining block to keep the scoreline at 0-0. I thought Tosin was really good. Everton, they're a strong, tall, imposing side with height all over the field. Going to hurt you from set pieces. Will defend well from set pieces as well. They bring the game back to its simplest form. And Chelsea had to match that today. As much as it's about us trying to play our game, we've also got to combat what Everton do so well. Tosin was a great presence, that's the one we're looking for. And as well as that, that block was huge. Everton had the better chances here today, the big chances. So I think Chelsea, box number 6 is for progress. I'm making this a green as well. I genuinely feel as though this isn't the kind of game where we get too upset. I don't think we throw the toys out the pram. Yes, we created very minimal today. I think we really missed Cucurella. I think we missed the balance that he brings us when it comes to progressing up the field. I think JustACoupleGs wasn't awful, gets himself a yellow card, but was out of position a few times. That Chelsea back line overall wasn't great today. We gave up more big chances than we created. but we managed to come away with a clean sheet. I think in the past we would have lost this. I think it would have been 1-0. Seamus Coleman flipping still playing would have scored the winner, but we didn't. It's a point, and Arsenal have drawn against these guys. We know how difficult it is to play Everton, and I think these are kind of the games that build the calluses, and the calluses are what builds the mental fortitude and the strength that Chelsea need to be competitive in this tournament. In the Premier League, if we're going to win it, you've got to win those games. But we get excited about title races, and then it can be deflating if you want to let yourself go. I'm saying this now. I love the excitement of like believing we're in a title race. I do. I absolutely love it. But at the same time, I still don't expect us to win it. So I'm not going to lose my head if we don't win every match. Point gained for me in this one. I think we got a bit lucky, but it's a dead game of football. The weather dictated it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe to GBFC if you are new and haven't already done so. Hit the like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or in the next couple of days. Catch you in a bit.